so much for joining me. My name is Rose. I'm the creative guide here at Wild Rose Bohemian. I have a couple of things for you. This video will mainly be a hidden spine video, and this binding for a journal or a book, an altered book, an art book, or a journal could be used with any kit, with any papers you choose. I'm illustrating it so that it for those of you that are working with, more specifically, the Joy and Stillness, which is the March 2026 subscription kit offering. I'll just mention this really quickly, that this item is free with the Tribe membership. The Tribe membership is, at the moment, right now, $8, and it already that's a steal because this kit is priced at $9.99 in the Etsy shop. So joining the Ko-fi membership actually is a less expensive choice. And I'm just going to show you the pages really quick and talk a little bit very quickly about the membership. But this kit has 64 pages total, and I've included a lot of background pages and a lot of empty pages for writing so that you could design this journal how you want. You do not need to include the big items. You could just actually create it with the journaling pages. There's 14 blank or dotted and lined pages, 14 different ones, so you could make a really different journal if you wanted without any of the big pages. And then it's got 20 of the bigger pages that are put together so that they're the double-sided pages. You can use as many or as few of those as you like. The feeling of this kit is really kind of soft. It's romantic. It's got a little bit of a boho storybook vintage flavor to it. I enjoy the girls in this kit, but not everybody likes the girls. So there are actually plenty of these where there are more scenes and not girls. It would be ideal for a Mother's Day gift. There's a lot of images of two girls that would be like nice for sisters or for mothers and daughters. Let's see. There's also 30 pages of ephemera that come with this kit, and let's see, lots of tags, lots of envelopes, ATC cards. You also get the 42 half pages so that you can create your own ephemera or frame the art if you want to create your own mixed media art, like for a gift. You know, this would be super cute. Some of the sentiments are so sweet. You could frame them and give them as gifts. I will have on the screen when this tutorial starts for doing the Hidden Spine Journal, if you're just here for the Hidden Spine Journal, so that you don't have to weed through this. But I am wanting to show this kit because it's the one that I'm currently working with. And let's see. I'm not going to show a lot more here. Oops. So the point being that I have 4 signatures and there's 8 pages each. And then, like I said, the other unique thing about this kit is that you get 45 fussy cuts. And the fussy cuts are really cute. These are inside frames that you could use for your own photos if you wanted. Lots of pockets, blank tags for your own stuff. Lots of decorated stuff too. But if you want to write in your own sentiments, and then some of the sentiments are really sweet. I love the sentiments in this kit. They took me a long time to write, so they're super special in this kit. But you get a general idea. Hidden paper clips, tickets. envelopes. These are some of the fussy cuts. You also get the individual fussy cut files, and part of the reason why that is so awesome is that these fussy cuts come with an outline that you could cut with your scissors or your cutting file, or also without the outline, so that they could be put on transparent backgrounds and blown up the size that you want for different ephemera in your journal. I'm going to use this as the front of the cover for my journal. Okay, the other thing I want to show you before I get to the binding, so we'll get it all out of the way, is I'm going to ask you if you've seen Mixed Media Monday, which is Mixed Media Monday is a freebie on the Substack. You'll have to go over to Substack and sign up for that. Paid members get it put in their mailbox, but just a free subscribers, you have to go there and download it, but you have to be a subscriber to download it. So there's no charge. You just have to download it. It doesn't get sent to your box. But these are January's. So let's see. This was the first one for January. The second one for January. The third one for January, and then the fourth one. So those are free if you go over to the coffee site and sign up. Really fun if you want to do ATC cards. They make, the way that these are, when they're back to back, they make a nice little zine or gift if you want to make a foldable book. These are also situated the same way to get a little bit of variety in how they're set up. So I hope you join me over there for that. That paid subscription comes with a huge mixed media kit every month, and that mixed media kit is also included in the Luminary subscription on coffee. So I'm going to be working also, you'll see as the video goes, of the tutorial. I've already filmed it. It's got these pages in it too. I'm also working with the flapper and the Filled Follies kit journal, but it's done the same way. So stay tuned for the tutorial on the hidden spine. I'm using 4 signatures here, and you can see about how far apart they're spaced. The covers that I'm using are 15 by 22 centimeters, so 15 by 22. And you can create any size you like, but I'm making sure that my spine is the same height, and then you can choose the width. So with no further ado, let's get started on the tutorial and learn how to create a hidden spine and bind your journal, especially if you are new. The first thing that you'll want to do is to make sure that your pages, first of all, are all kind of in the same height, and get them ready to go. So I'll see you in just a second, and I'm going to be working, actually, because I've already filmed it with this journal kit, but it will work for this kit too, and you'll see that in the video. Okay, so I just wanted to show you a little bit about what I'm doing with this binding here. This is the size of my front and back cover. Okay. And so the center part, the spine, is the same height, 22 centimeters. You could make it whatever width you want. I may not have made it wide enough for what my preference will end up being with the width of the journal, but I have 4 signatures, and I just wanted to show you that what I've done is just covered my cardboard, the front and the back on all 4 sides here like this, and then the spine, let's see, I'm just using a bit from the paper pack that I got. Let me just show you what I'm going to do. So actually it looks like, and all I'm going to do now is add glue here and add glue here and glue these together so that they, right, like this. This would work the same if you were using fabric and not paper. So keep that in mind also. This type of spine could be made with fabric or paper. And so now I'm just going to actually use my bone folder to kind of slide things together, or to smush them together here. Oops. And then especially here, making sure that they're aligned before. And then what that will end up looking like on the outside, you can kind of see it creates something like this. Okay. And now I'm going to go ahead, because I'm using what they call like a hidden spine. Okay, so the other part of the spine, this is actually twice as thick as this piece. This is a double thickness because it's going to carry the weight of the signatures, and the outer spine is thinner than the inner portion here. But I've already gone ahead and marked where I'm going to place my signatures. I'm not going to show you that part because I think that it's shown so often and not really necessary. I'm going to go ahead and attach my signatures, and I'll start. This will be the part that will go against here, but I will begin. I'm going to sew them in, and then I'll meet you back here. Okay, I'm just going to show you what I do with the string here. You can buy a binding kit on Amazon if you want, or you can just use a fairly thick, but mine is a fairly dull end on my needle, and I am using some book binding thread, excuse me. And I've cut 3 times the length of this. And it's always way more than you need. You could figure less if you like to, but I don't tie a knot, and I loop it so that it's a double thickness. I've got the holes punched, and again, we've switched journals, but I wanted to still show you when I sew the signatures in. I start in the ones that are in the center first, and I start in the center of the signature. So the holes are already punched, right? So, let's see. It's moved. It's often better, and I will say that if you are new, to keep your pages bound together with little clips, it makes it a lot easier. But all we're going to actually do is go through the center, and I'm going to go through the center here. So the back, your template is on the back. You know, just go through the back here. And you're going to come back up through the top, okay, and then through the top on your signature, so that when you come back to the center, you can leave quite a bit as a dangle. A lot of people do. They attach like a charm or something like that. And then I'm going to come back down through my center again, through the center here again, pull it through and pull it tight, and then down through the bottom. And I'm just pulling it tight now, okay, and going to tie it fairly tight here. Basically, you repeat that for each signature, okay? So do the other ones on camera, but I'm going to not talk and I'm going to fast forward it through it so that it goes through fairly quickly, right? So the next one I'm going to do would be this one here, the next one. Okay, so now I have these sewn in. Really didn't take very long. It took me less than probably 10 minutes to do that. Now all I'm going to do is add glue here and secure it inside of my book. I should tell you, I am using the Beacon 3-in-1. I thought that was probably self-explanatory, but anyway, so all I'm going to do now is I've added quite a bit of glue. Add this about where I want. I misjudged where it needs to go. Oops. I'm just going to use my bone folder to kind of push down all the edges here. I do have quite a bit of extra glue. I was liberal with the glue. I'm also going to make sure that I've adjusted it in every way possible that I want, from the top to the bottom, from the sides to the side. Wipe off that glue. And now all that's left is to choose some paper here to just cover the insides here, and I probably will just keep it the same. Rounded the corners on this. Just added a little bit of distress ink on the edges. And I'm just gonna smooth it down. So at this point, actually, you know, you could add a pocket here. Do whatever you want to make it more personalized in yours. I just wanted to kind of show you the basic structure before we get started today. So I hope I didn't take, oops, uh-oh. Oh, it's okay. She'll look a little more aged. I'm almost out of my Beacon glue, so and with that, we'll get started after this with adding some ephemera to go inside, which is pretty much ready to go now. Just give kind of a quick flip through, kind of all of the specific ones, but you can see she's pretty wide. I might even want to add a little bit of glue on the top here, but she's ready to go. So the Filled Follies kit, the mini junk journal, has a couple of pieces for adding to the front cover if you like. So I'm going to do that on these to decorate the outside. If you wanted to have a closure on it that was like a ribbon closure, it would be advantageous at this point to, let's see if I can, yes. I'm not actually going to use this, but this is where you could put your ribbon here and then place this on top. I'm not going to. If you're going to do that, you probably want to use Fabri-Tac and not the art glitter glue to put this on the top. Just center it top. I'll probably decorate it a little more, but I just wanted to show you how that piece can go on, and we'll move on.